Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. We're going to start on Chapter 19 today. Now, there are three things that you really want to look out for in this one chapter, at the very beginning anyways. The first thing you want to watch out for are the enemy ballistas. As you know, there are a couple of siege weapons deployed across the battlefield, and this one siege weapon is basically a long-ranged bow. Well, not really a bow per se, but it performs the same function as a bow. It shoots arrows at you, let's just say that. And they have a very, very long range. I want to say they have about a 10 square range. That might not be accurate, but it's a very long range, and you want to make sure you take care of them as soon as possible. Because the worst thing that could happen to you is you're fighting a bunch of enemies, and then all of a sudden, like, you get very weak, and then all of a sudden just a random ballista arrow hits you. And I'm sorry if you hear that in the background. That's people moving their lofts out of the dorm complex. It's been noisy all morning. Anyways, the second thing you want to look out for are the random raven lagoos that inhabit this battlefield. At first, they're not going to be that much of a threat because they're all not transformed yet, and they have to build up their beast meters, but still, you want to watch out for them because, like ballistas, they can attack from a very, well, not really a range, but they can, like, move into your range because they have a very high movement, so you want to watch out for them as well. And then the last thing you want to watch out for is the Raven King himself. As I said, the Raven King is very, very powerful, and he's made even more powerful by one of his skills. I believe the skill is called Maelstrom. I don't know if that's the right pronunciation or not. But what that does is it gives him a magical attack, and he can actually shoot it from a range. A range of 2 squares, of course, but still, it's a big range, considering that lagoos should only be able to attack from one space over. So anyways, this makes using high defenders kind of a risk for putting them in range of Naysala, because generally if you use a character like Gotri, who has amazing defense, Gotri also has piss poor resistance, so that'll actually put him in danger. So you want to be very careful about who you choose to lure Naysala out with, because yeah, you want to make sure you lure Naysala over instead of putting a bunch of units in his range, because that might just be trouble. He'll go for the unit he can actually kill. In fact, it's actually how I ended up starting this chapter over, as Zahart got into his range by accident. And since Naysala is really, really fast, he was able to double Zahart with his magical attack. Safe to say that killed him. Now, there are a few solutions to this problem. I'd use a character with medium to low resistance, and then someone like Nephany, I guess, and then use mists, or not really mist staff, but just any ward staff, because that'll give you a resistance boost, and that will definitely help you draw out Naysala and also survive being attacked by him. I'm pretty sure he won't critical you with that skill. I don't think that really has a critical rate, but if it does, still, just make sure you go into that battle with a high resistance. Or you could just do the logical thing and put someone like Rise or Soren in this range, so they could take the blow, since they have very high resistance. But when you do that, you're also risking putting them in range of, like, a very high strength user, like some of those or not really sword masters, but some of those Myrmidons over there. They could probably survive, but you really don't want to risk it too much. Or you could just wait until all the enemies are out of range, until just Naysala's in range, and then just go from there, but it's really up to you. Play this battle however you want. Let's see, I'm trying to think of things that happened in this chapter. This chapter actually did not take me very long. This chapter is actually somewhat shorter than the last chapter, just because there's not really that much battlefield to fight on. Right here I made a mistake and put Raisin in range of that Ballista, but thankfully he had enough defense to the point where he was survived. That would have sucked if he died right there, because I would have to start the whole chapter over again. But he didn't, so no worries. Ooh, Oscar got a critical. But yeah, a lot of these units are pretty weak. And they also got rid of the magic users for this level, so you don't have to worry about long-range magical attacks. That was kind of an annoyance in the last chapter. Also, since we are on the subject of magic attacks, though, the boss in this level has a weapon called, I want to say it's the Sonic Blade, or Sonic Sword. It's something like that. But it's a sword with a long-range attack. And the long-range attack is actually, well, no, it's not, never mind. But the Sonic Sword, what it does is it has a magical boost to it. So it attacks with magic and not the actual weapon's power. So that's, in that aspect, it would take your magic stat instead of your strength stat. Personally, I'm not a big fan of those weapons because usually when you have a unit with high attack, they're going to have very low magic. So I really don't recommend trying to use... Jeez, I'm sorry, I'm so congested right now. Oh, sorry about that. Anyways, I really don't recommend using those kinds of weapons that have a magical strength to them rather than normal strength, because, again, as I said, most of the units, if they have high attack power, they have low magic power, so in the end they wouldn't really be that useful. But some people might disagree. There might be a few exceptions to the rule, but you probably won't see me using those weapons throughout the game, just FYI. And there are a few other weapons like that. We learned that Patrine actually has a flame lance, and then I'm sure there's also a thunder axe or a bolt axe or something. So there are a few magic weapons throughout the game, but again, probably not going to use them, mostly just because of personal taste, but whatever. Good job, Rolf. I was actually hoping for a critical hit right there. Yeah, just trying to take out some of these units. Realize that Oscar's not going to be able to take out that one lance user over here. Not even Ike. Damn. I think Nephany should be enough to kill him, though. So yeah, you can probably see me trying to do this chapter a little quickly. Quicker than I normally would. Just because I had to redo the chapter over. I didn't really know what to expect since I almost did the whole chapter on the first recording, so I just felt like, you know what, I could probably go a little fast and get away with it. The chapter's pretty self-explanatory. Just hold out defensively for the first wave, and then also send one of your flyers with the full guard around to take out the archers and the ballista units, because they're going to get annoying, and then just once all the units are gone, just start focusing on bringing out the Raven King, and that's really how you do this chapter. Not really that hard. Jeez, I'm sorry if the commentary has not been very good so far. I'm just not feeling very well right now. And don't worry, I got all the sleep. I didn't get woken up by my roommate or anything. I had a good night's sleep. It was actually pretty good. Had a few dreams. I like having dreams. It was a good sleep. Just, I don't know. I'm just not feeling that well this morning for some reason. And yes, I forgot to turn off Janaf's attack animation. So we get to see him kick some ass right here. And yeah, I really didn't plan on getting these kills with Janaf. But I mean, those flying units are just going to be a hassle later on, so I figured that I'd just go ahead and just finish them off with Janaf. Jeez, and there's also that Wyvern unit right there. That's going to get annoying very fast. Zahark is going to take some damage right here, but hey, you know what the saying is, sometimes you got to take damage. I really don't know where that saying came from, or if it really even exists, but it's applicable here. Oh, and also there are going to be 5 videos for this chapter. 3 mostly battle videos. The other 2 are probably going to be mostly storyline and dialogue videos, just FYI. So yeah, this chapter really didn't take me that long. And if I remember correctly, the next chapter is actually not going to take me very long either. But the chapter after that is going to be pretty long, so I have my work cut out for me in a little bit. Because chapter 21 is actually pretty difficult. I'm probably going to end the video here, so this is SlimKirby. See you in the next video. Later, guys.